Tonight, we are spending this entire newscast focusing on the mess that homeowners face in Jackson County. Property taxes have shot up. We've seen assessments double, triple, and even quadruple in value. Our investigative team has read thousands of emails and crunched the data to reveal just how botched and unfair the entire process is. Here's investigative reporter Angie Raccono.
In just a few weeks, bills go out, and if you live in Jackson County, you'll be expected to pay hundreds, maybe even thousands more in property taxes. The county says this has been a smooth, competent assessment, but their own emails reveal otherwise. We know because we checked and read more than 1,000 of them to find out the truth about your taxes.
I mean, my God, how am I going to pay this?
I might not be able to live here.
I think that is what people say because they want to pull on your heartstrings.
It's unacceptable, and they will answer to God.
A potentially big problem. They're saying it. They're saying that. Not us. They're saying this to each other.
We shared these emails with the homeowners who've been branded by the county as whiny troublemakers who just don't want to pay their fair share of taxes.
This is their words, but it paraphrases what we have been saying.
Turns out these angry homeowners share something in common with county leaders. They all question the numbers. Here's Assessment Director Gail McCann-Beatty, Chief Administrative Officer Edwin Stoll, and a high-priced out-of-state consultant named John Q. Ebert emailing each other, trying to figure out how residential values were calculated. They discuss this house that was the focus of a KCTV5 investigation because the assessment jumped from $266,000 to almost $600,000. The consultant wants to know what happened to the values. Here's the kicker. This email conversation reveals they don't know. And they don't have an answer for all residential properties. The consultant warns the assessment department and the county are terribly exposed for residential values mailed out that cannot be explained.
And they're trying to get us to buy it, and we don't buy it. And this right here illustrates, as of late as the 17th, July, we got problems, big problems with this assessment.
By the end of the email, they still haven't figured out how they got the value for any residential property. Another email reveals that the value of this property was changed while the conversation continues about how the county reached residential values. Here's Gail McCann-Beatty. This is the new value for Mannheim. Not sure how John Ebert got to the $290,000 value. Follow the numbers. It goes from $266,000 to $594,000, then back down to $290,000, and no one can explain why. Here's what we can tell you. This homeowner was the face of a class action lawsuit. Perhaps the assessment department wanted this mess to go away.
This all makes you mad.
No one with the county would sit down and discuss it or any of the other emails we reviewed, and our team reviewed thousands.
It does not mean that the overall value is incorrect.
This is Gail McCann-Beatty on June 24th, confidently defending the assessment. Behind the scenes, she knows there are problems, and she's preparing for a backlash. In March, she emails about needing a phone bank, temp service, and predicting the large number of informal reviews we anticipate. She also sends an email about employees raising serious red flags. She quotes an employee who tells her, "There's no way we can get everything completed prior to notifications going out."
And what's the common thread against everything we've seen here? It's been a cluster.
Yes.
They knew it was wrong. We know it's wrong, and they got to just admit to it.
In April, the consultant and McCann-Beatty discuss a potentially big problem, those out-of-whack land values.
I'm angry. I'm angry for the taxpayers. It looks like there was a fire in the background and everyone was going crazy trying to figure out how to put it out.
We shared the emails with Legislative Chair Teresa Galvin.
I'd really like to see their response. I'd like to know what they have to say, how they can justify, what was happening behind the scenes. They were telling the legislature this whole time, follow the process, everything's going to be fine in the end, everything will work out with the levies. But it seems like, like I said, there was a fire behind the scenes and they didn't know what to do about it themselves.
In late May, the director is quietly trying to fix a big problem. The computer program is taking homes with small improvements and sending the values through the roof. 500, 1,000, and even 18 million%, according to the attached spreadsheet. She writes, in many cases, there are very small improvements that went from values under 100,000 to multi-million-dollar buildings. She sends a list of 23,000 parcels, some of which are highlighted. She asked the consultant to review them over the weekend because she would like to get them out on Monday, if possible, in hope of beating the original notices.
I realized that the whole process was fundamentally flawed.
Assessment notices roll out, and not surprisingly, homeowners almost immediately question what went wrong.
It's a fail. It should be a fail. It should be an all-out recall and start over with the correct formulas.
This KCTV5 report digging into land values concerned the assessment department.
Where is the methodology behind that?
This is a big problem, Gail McCann-Beatty warns top leaders, noting information has been sent to Channel 5 as well. FYI, we are reviewing the vacant land values. Later that month, also in June, when notices have already gone out, the consultant emails Beatty, you cannot and will not be able to publish for the 2019 reassessment notices a fully accurate and uniform set of property valuations. It will take at least 2 years and probably 4 years to get things right.
I think the word used to describe it by many has been debacle. You know, for me, it's just been a mess from the very beginning. And seeing these emails that say, you know, that tell me that they knew back in March that this was a problem, that this was devastating. You know, this was dire. These are words that are used in this emails by the assessor, by John Q. Ebert, by many in here. That it's very concerning.
It needs to be terminated. That plant needs to be terminated now. And I would go further than that. I would ask for these people to resign. I think these people have been lying to us, lying to the taxpayers. Starting with Frank White or anybody in his office that had something to do with this and communication, including the tax assessor, should resign from office on the basis of these emails.
Getting these emails was a fight. We had to get our lawyers involved, and we also reached out to the Attorney General because all of this should be public record. We asked for these emails back on June 30th. They were finished on August 20th. Then the county public information officer stalled for 2 more weeks. September 3rd was the last day you could appeal. Call it coincidence. We were given the emails September 4th, when it was too late for anyone to fight back with full information about how botched this assessment truly was. KCTV5 has reached out to the county numerous times asking Frank White and Assessment Director Gail McCann-Beatty to sit down and discuss what happened. We were told these county leaders are too busy helping taxpayers. Here's something else we never got a direct response to: troubling data. We know physical inspections are supposed to take place at 15%. So we wondered if the county maybe hedged their bets and tagged a bunch of homes at 14.9%. Check it out.
The best way to explain what we found is to look around that number. So here you go. There are hundreds of homes that had an increase in value above and below that 0.1%. Now check out 14.9%. This scale won't work. We have to zoom out, way out, and out again, because for whatever reason, 14.9% is the favorite number Jackson County hit 74,311 times.
74,311. And 11. All of them with an identical 14.9%.
What are the odds?
What are the odds of that happening, Man, if you're that good at it, you could win the lottery every week.
Paul Rojas has lived in this home for more than 50 years. He did not see a 14.9% increase on his taxes. His shot up 450%. It's the same for many neighbors.
This burden is going to be tough on a lot of people.
Check out this map. What you see in red is the 14.9% changes. What is more striking is where you don't see that favorite number. It's virtually missing right in the middle, a 50 square mile block. We also noticed something else. There are a significant number of homes that jump by more than 50%. Let's add that in yellow to the same map. There is a higher concentration of yellow in that same zone. Data is tough to ignore. Demographically, this means Black people, Hispanics, and poor people across Jackson County are twice as likely to have seen higher increases. Straight ahead, we explore different rules for different people and what else is in those emails.
We don't have a lawyer with deep pockets to bail us out. We got to go get a temporary loan or something to pay the taxes.
Closed captioning by St. Luke's Cancer Institute, providing leading-edge treatments with personalized care just for you.
At Hy-Vee, there's a helpful smile beyond every aisle, with a commitment to care for our children, honor our heroes, give back to someone special, feed our neighbors, and support our schools. We're Hy-Vee, a helpful smile beyond every aisle.
Shop Hy-Vee and save on Lipton 12-pack and Pure Leaf 6-pack bottles for $3.99. Sara Lee sandwich white bread 2 for $3. And Glad trash bags just $6.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
It's time to redefine, reimagine. Time to rediscover what it means to have hope. To stand and bring transformative rehabilitation care to the Midwest. Backed by specially trained rehab experts and leading-edge technology. The goal is simple: to see disabled enabled. St. Luke's Rehabilitation Institute.
KCTV5 CityCam is sponsored by KB Complete.
Sometimes there are different rules for different people. We all know that. So we begin with this amazing property that was the focus of a KCTV5 report. We sent Chopper 5 because 2 real estate experts pegged the value at $2 to $3 million. But the new assessed value was $690,000. It was an important point because the county defended new sky-high taxes, saying they must get to fair market value. So what happened here? Turns out this property is owned by lawyer and developer Ken McLean. He's pictured here with County Executive Frank White. They must be very good friends. Ken McLean reportedly bailed out Frank White when his house was behind on the mortgage and taxes. That's according to the Kansas City Star. White admits to the trouble but never revealed who paid the bill. Back to Ken McLean's house. The county admits they used aerial photography to determine new market values. So KCTV5 sent in this photo and asked for an explanation of why Ken McLean's house value was so low. Assessment Director Gail McCann-Beatty defends the values in this internal email with what appears to be a different set of rules for Frank White's friend. Furthermore, you would have to have more than pictures to justify a change in value. The photo may alert you of a change, but you still need permits or something to give it value. But you still need permits or something to give it value. Did you get that kind of consideration?
Nope. No, I sure did not. My gosh.
Jerry Rosenborough says the original report KCTV5 did. As for Ken McLean, we did try to contact him, just made him mad.
It's crazy the way they did this.
He doesn't have rich and powerful friends. And the county sure used photos when they doubled his taxes.
We don't have a lawyer with deep pockets to bail us out. We got to go get a temporary loan or something to pay the taxes.
He's referring to this charming county email. It's called Thoughts on Reassessment. It's written by Chief Administrative Officer Edwin Stoll. It has a confident summary that the county is right. Homeowners are just complaining. Here are some options for those with increased assessments. Sell and reap windfall. Home equity loan for increase in taxes. That's right. Chief Administrative Officer Edwin Stoll says you can sell your house to pay your taxes or just get a loan.
How many of us can apply for a loan to bail us out? And then how are we going to pay the loan back?
The emails never discuss that. There is no written concern we found from Frank White's office about how the assessment was conducted or what happens next for thousands of homeowners. We did find an email raising concern about this golf course, and there is an interesting connection. Frank White has hosted a charity event here. It's near his home. Inside the assessment department, there are concerns. Gail McCambady emails an employee, "The valuation is crazy. It went from $728,000 to $14,494,700. The employee reminds her he didn't do this. It was the high-priced out-of-state consultant. I can't do anything about the cost. Those were all Ebert's doings." Gail McCambady makes a point here about who cares. This is a request from the second floor. That's where you find Frank White's office. It's unclear, of course, if it's him or a staff member requesting another look. So here we have a county that appears to be giving consideration for golf courses and powerful friends. But where does that leave your average homeowner, like William Mashburn?
Oh, it's going horribly.
What happens when you fight back?
Gail McCann accused my appraiser of fraud.